People always ask me, what happened? Pointing to my scars, making me feel self-conscious. This is what led my parents and I in deciding I should have scar removal surgery, which actually resulted in 2 surgeries and multiple abrasion procedures. The ironic part is people still ask me what happened. It was an ordinary day where my mother and I were on our way to school. I was wearing my favorite outfit, a purple sweater and purple leggings. Even though I was 7 years old, I still had to ride in a car seat. Like every snowy winter morning, we would leave the house early just in case the roads were bad. I remember trying to keep quiet from my mother when she drove because the roads were so icy that day. Not even halfway to school, I remember my mother struggling to keep control of the car. The next thing I remember was our car lunging into oncoming traffic, spinning, and without no time to think, darkness surrounded me. As I tried to open my eyes, I could see and hear my mother calling my name. I could hear another voice telling me that we were in a terrible accident and for me not to move. While looking around, I turned to see a fireman taking out a knife. The fireman calmly told me to stay still, and then he began to cut off my seatbelt. I was then carried out of the car to a stretcher and was placed in the back of an ambulance where I saw a very familiar face. It was the face of my uncle, who happened to be the EMT that day. Inside the hospital room, I could hear the doctors and nurses talking to one another, trying to figure out what to do. Those next few hours were the most painful hours of my life. Because I had trauma to my head, they would not give me any pain medication. Every stitch was followed by a local shot. The doctor gave my mother morphine. She was blessed to just have back pain. At one point, the doctor let my mom see me. That was when she told the doctor that my left leg had blood coming out of it. As it turned out, my leg had a metal rod that went halfway through it. As the doctor started working on my leg, I asked him if he was hurting me. He said that if I couldn't feel a thing, then he wasn't hurting me. By the end of the day, I had more than 20 stitches on my forehead, a few stitches on my chin, nose, and leg, 8 staples around my hairline and on top of my head, a left collarbone broken, although we found out later that my right collarbone had also broken, and I could not walk. My recovery had been long. I was out of school for 3 weeks. I take back saying those next few hours were the most painful, because if anyone knows, getting stitches isn't as bad as getting them taken out. If I remember correctly, 5 people were holding me down in the doctor's office when they were taking out my stitches. 5 people. Did I mention I was only 7 years old? And asking about my scars got to me. So when I asked my parents what I should do, they decided trying scar removal surgery was the best choice. My parents and I found a great plastic surgeon who helped us find a solution to best hide my scars. The goal was to flatten the scars and take away the pink tint. After the first surgery, I had to wear this tan-colored tape and even put cream on my forehead constantly. Even though I felt more self-conscious, I knew that this decision was the right thing. The next 2 years I had another surgery and a few multiple skin abrasion procedures. All I can say is I like how I look now. Sure, I know my scars are still there, but they are almost faded. Some days I even forget they're there. This year, it will be 13 years, and I still remember everything. The time, the place, the people, the temperature, the sound, how it happened, and how I felt afterwards. It's something that no one should blame themselves with, or others. But at the same time, your life could flash before your eyes and change your life.